Here's something that might surprise you. Colon cancer is now the leading cause of cancer death in adults under 50, and nearly 60 Americans in their 40s or younger are diagnosed every single day. And the scary part? Most people don't catch it until it's in the late stage. But there's good news. When found early, survival rates are around 91%. This month is National Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, and we have a conversation that you need to hear. We have Dr. McFadden and Jeremy, who lost his mother at this disease at just 46 years old. They're both here to tell us what to watch out for and why getting screened could save your life. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
Well, Dr. McFadden, let's go ahead and start with you. Why are we seeing colorectal cancer rising so quickly in adults under 50?
Well, great question. I think the short answer is we don't have a single reason why that's the case, but we think it's probably a collective from a combination of high rates of obesity, the types of foods that we're eating, more sedentary lifestyle, even research into this microbiome or these gut bacteria and living organisms that can influence. Here's the understanding is that young people, they can indeed get colorectal cancer. In fact, 1 out of every 10 patients that are diagnosed with colorectal cancer, they're under the age of 50. And so that's why we're here today, to raise the awareness that this indeed can happen, to what are the risks, potential complications that you can have from letting it go unchecked.
So what are some of the symptoms that we should never ignore, even in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, and who should get screened earlier?
Yeah, so the big ones are blood in the stool, even if it's just a single occurrence, or having abdominal pain, unexplained weight changes, or even just fatigue. And, we talk about beginning screening for most of us at the age of 45, but if there's a family history or personal history of problems such as Crohn's disease, ulcerative, you all go to getscreened.org to get information about and take a risk assessment about when you should begin screening based on your own personal risk factors.
Yeah, that is a great resource for people to go and learn more. But what is the real difference between colorectal cancer being caught early versus in the later stages?
Well, here's the big difference is if we do a colonoscopy and we find a precancerous polyp, that polyp will never have a chance to become a cancer, right? And if we do a colonoscopy and we find a cancer in its earlier stage, we know that the survival can be greater than 90%. So that's a big difference, and that's obviously one that people need to know, that just getting to it sooner gives us more options to take care and treat.
Absolutely, it does. So, Jeremy, we're going to switch it over to you. Your mom, Joanna, was diagnosed at 46 and passed away less than 2 years later. What do you wish more people knew and understood about how fast colorectal cancer can change a family's life?
Well, first, thanks for having me on today. Obviously, this is really important to me, my family, and it really did turn our life upside down really, really quickly. My family really works to turn our pain into purpose here. And I would urge everybody to, first of all, please get screened. And to go a little bit further into that, my family went and took this a step further in turning our pain into purpose and launching the March 4th event, which is an annual 5K we do to raise money for colorectal cancer awareness and prevention. And that, the word March 4th, that term has a dual meaning for my family and I. My mom, Joanna, died on March 4th of 2016, which is 10 years ago today, actually. And with that, we urge everybody to please get themselves screened as early as possible, because it might be the difference between having them around for longer.
Yes, if someone is watching, they're kind of on the fence, delaying their screenings, what would you say to encourage them to go ahead and get screened?
Listen, I think I have two big points to hit here. One is it's a really good nap. I think the colonoscopy is worth doing. And the second being is, my mom was diagnosed at the age of 46 in 2014. The age was lowered from 50 to 45 in 2021. If the age to get screened was 45 back in 2014, she might still be here today. So I really just urge everybody to please get themselves screened.
Well, Jeremy, thank you so much for sharing just a little bit of your story. And Dr. McFadden, thank you so much for being here. And again, where can people go to learn more?
I would urge everybody, please, to get them to go learn more at colorectalcancer.org/March. There you can find some screening options. And, in addition to that, where we can take action to make sure it doesn't happen to anybody else ever again.
All right. Thank you both so much again for coming on today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.